Hey everybody, here we are on the ferry. I think we're about 15 minutes away from Horseshoe Bay where we finally get off the ferry. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So once again, you see, that's the only little thing with ferries is it's all fun and games, but it takes very long. Like I said, I think as the crow flies, we're about 15 at max 20 kilometers away from the friends that we went to visit. And we left there just after 8 this morning. It's 3 o'clock. We should be home by 3:30, 4:45. Yeah, so one little thing to remember is if you're gonna be taking the ferry, for a start you need to make a booking earlier on. They take a certain amount of bookings. You can reserve a certain amount of spots, and we tried to reserve a spot on the way there, but we were lucky we got in because there were no reservations available anymore. And then as Belinda tried to reserve for us on the way back, when was it? On Friday, she tried to reserve the Sunday trip back. And as she tried to reserve the Sunday trip back, she pressed submit and it was like error, and when she went back in it was all sold out. So somebody else stole it or took it just before us. Any which way, that's one thing to remember. If you're going to need the ferry, at least try and make a booking well in advance, otherwise you end up with this. I mean, let's look at our journey. We did from our friend's house to the ferry was what was it, 5 minutes, 6 minutes from their house to where the ferry started. Then we stood in that ferry queue for an hour and 20 minutes because we missed the first ferry. It was full, so the queue was too long, so we ended up in the back of the queue. Then we got on that ferry, got across to the other side. We drove, I think it's about a 12 or 13 minute drive from the one ferry terminal to the other ferry terminal. Then we spent 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours at that ferry terminal waiting. We missed 2 sailings. So we arrived before the 11 something sailing. We missed that one because we were too far back in the queue. Then there was the 12:50 sailing. We missed that one because we were too far back in the queue. And then there was finally we got on the 1:25 sailing. So we only got in on the third one. So we spent, what was it, actually three hours there. And now it's about an hour and 40 minute ferry ride. So yes, you know, ferries are cool, but they're not so cool. But then again, when you stand here and you look at it, that's Bowen Island over there. Look how beautiful it is. It's a much smaller island just off the coast. That's about a 20-minute ferry ride from Vancouver. And it's just like, you know, got a few houses on it. But look at how beautiful it is. I don't know what that white building there is. So yeah, I guess, you know, one thing you do learn is patience. It's not horrible, you just roll with it and enjoy it. It is a cool trip. It was a fun weekend, and yeah. All right folks, I'm going to sign off. Look at the smoke still. You see how fuzzy it is? It's still the smoke from the fires inland that's covering the place. It's hectic. Although it's a little bit cooler now. I see we've got clouds and everything, so hopefully it'll start raining again soon. All right guys, have a good one. Cheers.